Yo, I just want to get on here and be transparent, and hopefully offer encouragement with, me being transparent. And I just want to get on here and say that, I struggle with sin as well. There's still temptations to be sexually immoral, to watch videos and stuff like that. And I mess up, I'm not perfect. And I just wanted to hopefully encourage someone with that. If you feel like you're all alone, whether it's with, watching videos or even doing something with someone, or any sin, don't feel like you're alone, don't give in, don't go into that feeling, because you're not alone. Even if you're in your room alone all by yourself, you know who's there with you. And if you don't, let me remind you of the verse at the end of Matthew chapter 28, where Jesus says, "And I am with you always, even to the end of the age." He's not only just with those 12 disciples or the 11 disciples, but he's with everyone. He's with every single one of his believers, his followers. And in the book of James as well, it also says, "Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you." The more you draw to him, the more he's going to come to you. And I also wanted to share some verses, that helps me, and that could also help you guys with when you're going through temptations. And the first one is John 8 verse 36, and Jesus says, "So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed." And the meaning of that verse is everyone who believes in Jesus, right? Everyone who's a follower of him, we don't have to give in to these temptations. Even in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13, it says, "No temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond which you are able, but will make the way of escape that you may be able to bear it." Now, I know there's a lot in that, but basically, no temptation is too strong. Nothing, don't give in to those lies, to those thoughts of, I have to do this, I have to give in to this, because you don't. God says that, and we should trust in the Lord with all our heart and lean not on our own understanding. And I understand that it is hard, sometimes to choose God, to choose to say no to that temptation, to not give into it. But a verse that helps me with being in the middle of wanting to choose God and also not, there's that part of you that doesn't, is the verse. It's "If you love me, you will keep my commandments." I believe it's John 14 verse 15. And the meaning of that verse is, Jesus is saying, if you want to please me, keep my commandments, obey my commandments. And Jesus commands us to flee from sexual immorality, to not do these things, to not do these sins. And I think that's a verse that helps me. I don't know if it would help you as well, but if you have a heart of flesh, I believe a heart of flesh is a heart that, wants to please God. And if you want to please God, he's telling you to keep his commandments. So I think that helps me. Hopefully it helps you as well. And also one more verse is James chapter 4 verse 7, and it says, "Submit to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you." Basically, listen to God. Listen to God. When God says flee from sexual immorality, whenever you submit to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. God is promising us in that. God is promising that the devil will flee. If you flee from sexual immorality, if you submit to God, do what God has told you to do, he will flee, So, and also, whenever I'm going through temptations, prayer, just praying and asking God to help you, whenever you need help. Also, another verse, Philippians 4 verse 13, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." I believe the meaning of that verse, that what Paul is saying to the Philippians is, he can go through anything through Christ, he can go through anything with the strength that Christ provides. So I think it's helpful to ask God for strength, ask God to help get you through this temptation or whatever you're going through, That helps me a lot. A verse in the book of Psalms, I believe it's in Psalm chapter 34, and it's, when the righteous cry for help, the Lord hears and delivers them out of all their troubles. And having that verse and just going based off of that and going to God and crying to God, asking God for help, it helps me a lot. It helps me to resist temptation, you know? So hopefully this was an encouragement to you guys. You know, I struggle as well. You're not alone, you know? And keep going, you know? It's not too strong. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. A moment of temporary happiness for you're not even getting, you know? Choose God. Choose to please God today, you know? And look to do that every single day, every single day. I love you, and repent and believe in Jesus Christ.